Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here once again. Once again with a video on The Flash Season 6, or is it officially the first video on The Flash Season 7? Let's go with the latter. Hey everyone, welcome to the first video on The Flash Season 7. Feel like a new man. So The Flash is over for another season, done and dusted, but of course it wasn't actually a completed season. Of the 22 episodes that we would, I guess, normally get over the past couple of seasons. Obviously, due to the ongoing pandemic, they couldn't return to production, like everything else around the world, in time to wrap it all up. So pretty much episode 19 was serving as a finale, when really we should just look at it as one of those episodes that comes before a break in episodes. But this time around, it would just be many months, rather than just a few weeks or so until we get the continuation, if you want to call it. Now, the weird thing with the episode that made it not really feel like a finale, and I mentioned this in my review, is that we had all those unanswered questions and unanswered storylines. The only one that ended properly and sort of felt like something that would happen in a finale, and it was like set up for next season, was the Caitlin or Frost storyline. And that's because Danielle Panabaker, who plays Caitlin, that was her last episode for the season before she had to leave to have her baby. She had like a cutoff deadline for travel, and she pretty much finished that episode and then left. So that is probably the only thing that's actually like frustrating about the episode. But I think it's silly to get overly frustrated to the point I've seen some people online, because they couldn't do anything about it. Their hands were tied, they had to shut down. But as you would expect, we have some information to go over from the showrunner for The Flash, that of course being Eric Wallace, where he goes over the cliffhangers from the, quote-unquote season finale for season 6, as well as what is to come next season following the unexpected shutdown. But of course, throughout the video, I'm intrigued to see what you guys have to say in response to what Eric says here, because some of it's fairly interesting. So be sure to let me hear your voice in the comment section down below. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and this stuff gets you excited, why not drop a like on it to show support and excitement, and just excitement for The Flash Season 7 that's coming sometime. Where in the world is Iris West Allen? I can't tell you that. She is still in the Mirrorverse somewhere. Now, a lot of people think that she's just gone to the hospital. Obviously, the Central City Hospital became like lit up, hashtag lit up on the map, I guess. But there's some stuff in here that, sort of might make us think different. So let's go through it. That turned out to be a pretty torturous cliffhanger to leave West Allen fans with, ... Well, this was never supposed to be a season finale. They would have found out what happened to her in a week. Now, suddenly, they have to wait for, I don't even know for how long, but everything will be fine. Eventually. Is it possible Iris went to a happier place? No, that's not possible. Not yet. She'll get there though. These last 3 episodes of this season were already written, and in fact, the episode after this, where you get to see exactly where Iris went to, has already been 90% shot. So it's very strange for me that we were one day away from finishing that episode, which suddenly is our Season 7 premiere. Fortunately, you find out where Iris went, and oh boy, will there be tears. Oh my, tears in our season premiere. Now, this is a big thing, because there was a lot of talk in regards to, okay, hold on guys, how are they going to handle the first X amount of episodes of Season 7, whether it was the first 2, 3, 4, or the first half? How are they going to handle it? Well, from what Eric is saying here, it seems that what was going to be episode 20 will legitimately be our first episode for Season 7. So they've got a leg up in regards to production, where they've actually filmed 90% of the finale, premiere, for Season 7, apparently, according to Eric. Now, I think if they were allowed to, if they knew, like at this point in time, that they were able to go back and film in July, normal time, they might reshoot it. But you gotta remember, they spent money on this. They spend like, I think the budget for a Flash episode is around $2 million an episode or something, maybe a bit more. So they've spent money on it. So maybe they don't want to lose the money and just throw away the episode completely. So the only thing they could do is that in that 10% left to shoot, they could rewrite some of the script to work it, or if there was like filler in that episode that just seemed a bit lame for a premiere, they can maybe scrap it. So maybe it's 90% shot, but maybe they might only use like 70% of that episode, and they'll fill the rest with new stuff or rewritten stuff for our episode 1, because they still have to technically finish this first episode when they can get back to filming. But that's interesting. They're actually going to use at least the majority of what they filmed for episode 20 as a Season 7 premiere. So they've already got a leg up in regards to production for next season. Do viewers at this moment have enough information to speculate what happened to her? Oh god, yes. In fact, as I watched the episode, I got worried that you can figure out everything that's coming, because I know, having read the scripts, but also all the clues are there if you have been paying attention. We've literally told you everything that's going to happen. Literally. Now, this is interesting. Are they just talking about like Iris being corrupted? Is it something to do where Iris actually like was transported to, because obviously this question just talks about what happened to Iris. So they're just saying that she's in the same mold as Eva, which is sort of being like absorbed into the mirrorverse or mirror world, if you want to call it. Like, she'll still be able to get out if she wants to, but she's been corrupted and almost becoming a part of it. And almost might be something where, because there was like a mirror clone of her outside in the real world who was sort of struggling as well, they might have it that Iris is almost becoming the real version that should be in the mirror world. It's sort of confusing, but I'm interested to see where they go with it. If you have any opinions to add to this, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you plan to keep those 3 scripts mostly intact? I know you said episode 20 was mostly filmed and still take 3 episodes to wrap up this arc. Or might you get restless over the summer and noodle with them? Noodle? I'd say fiddle, but anyway, noodle, I guess, is an American term. Anyway, when this was happening, we were well into breaking season 7. Not only do we know what happens at the end of season 6, but I could tell you, I'm not going to, all of season 7 right now. So those 3 episodes are essentially locked. I wouldn't say they're locked. There might be a wee bit of tinkering. Obviously, some things need to change because we don't know what COVID restrictions there will be on shooting, what protocols might come up. For instance, as in all of the Flash finales, we could have seen huge crowd scenes, but I think that all has to change. We have to go in and change things based on what we can and cannot do when production resumes. I guarantee you that it'll allow us to come up with something we didn't come up with before. So maybe it's 75-80% of the original scripts and maybe 15 to 20% new stuff. So that seems likely. As I said, I think even if they didn't even have the restrictions, they would still cut some of that stuff out because they have the chance to. So they might cut stuff out in regards to filler that maybe isn't super relevant and replace it to stuff that might plant seeds for the ongoing season that's about to come. So that's not surprising. I think even without the restrictions, they would still do some tinkering. Maybe not as much, because I have to tinker at specific scenes and reshape them, but I still think they would have cut stuff and put new stuff in just because it's been pushed over into another season and a completely different, a completely different length of episodes, if that makes sense, or series of episodes. There might even be more subtle considerations. The rookie EP was telling me how he probably can no longer have 40 people in a squad room with closed doors and a drop ceiling. Yeah, we'll have to do some of the same things. In scenes in the finale where we usually have everyone in the room, I don't know if we'll have all 9 series regulars anymore. Well, I don't know, maybe that's a good thing. Actually, that might be a very promising thing. We might not have Star Labs being crowded. We might just have people who, let's be honest, qualified to be in Star Labs are in Star Labs. So people that, and it's the same with the Citizen, they'll just have the Citizen people do their things where it's like 3 people, and then just have the Star Labs people, the people that are qualified to be there. So Barry and, I guess, proper Team Flash. So maybe that's a plus. I'm not going to applaud Corona because that'd be extremely stupid of me, but maybe that's a plus there. Eva seems pretty content having whacked the hubs, wanting to make nice with the Flash. Or has she yet to realize her grander needs, wants, and desires? So by hubs, they mean husband. Not hub as in like, well, I'm not going to reference the main hub that people might be thinking of. Look at her behavior at the press conference. There's a huge clue there, a huge one, that all is not well with Eva. So that's when she's like scratching, and even she has like a blip, if you want to call it. Now we know she wears that new suit of hers, and it sort of keeps her contained, similar to the like that capsule thing we saw at the end. Saw her in at the end of episode 19. So she obviously wasn't in that suit at that press conference. So it's going to be a big thing there where she's going to have to try and keep her mind in check. And I think that's probably going to fall apart. But the big question there is like, does that make Eva just sort of like weaker, or does that make her more crazier and villainous? So that's a big question. I saw that. Maybe the Mirrorverse just needs some good skin lotion. Oh, it's going to need more than that. A whole lot more. Sometimes getting what you think you want only makes things worse, and that's exactly what's about to happen to Eva. And that will be the end of her story. When you've been obsessed with one thing for 6 years and you get it, what happens to you? Also, who do you become? Eva wants more than just killing her husband. She's out to save the world, so we'll see how that ends up. And this might end up in a similar DeVoe thing. As I've sort of compared Eva to DeVoe, where both of them are going to this, aiming for this thing that they think is like helping mankind or something like that, but in reality they're doing sort of bad stuff along the way, or even like hurting mankind at the same time. So I think we might see something in the same nature. I know that Eric Wallace is a big fan of DeVoe, but he also has publicly said he wasn't the biggest fan of the swapping of bodies. He think it went on too long, which I think we all agree. DeVoe was great outside of the body swapping where it wasn't really proper DeVoe. When Cisco returns from his trip to Atlantis, might we get the slightest Aquaman reference? I don't know if I can get it in. I don't think it made the cut, so I'm going to say no. So he's saying that because episode 20, Cisco comes back, so I'm sure they would have filmed the scenes with Cisco, so I don't think it's going to be an Aquaman reference, so don't expect one. Last but never least, what reward awaits the patient Pagey? patient West Allen fans in Season 7. A happy ending, because I love happy endings. Don't worry, I know you've been through a lot this season, and I appreciate so much you hanging on. Is that English? Anyway. Especially after this really tough cliffhanger. It's bad enough to be in a pandemic, but when your favorite show stops in the middle of the storyline that you're invested in, I understand. It happened to me as a viewer watching shows during the writer's strike, but don't worry, there will be a happy ending. Debatable whether West Allen fans are actually the toxic ones. If you're a good one, then fair enough, but the toxic ones probably don't deserve anything in life. Based off my Twitter mentions. Anyway. Yeah, so I don't think we're ever going to leave that, in regards to the end of the season, like, oh, Iris is, like, wants to kill Barrick or something. They were never going to do that. It was always going to be a happy ending, but sometimes the sweetest of happy endings are the ones where we have to go through a lot of, the biggest challenges. The reward is sweeter when you go through a lot, so that makes sense there. But yeah, guys, that's all from this interview with Eric Wells. I think it revealed some stuff, especially in regards to what's happening early on next season. So I'm interested to see how it all plays out when we eventually can get to that. But it's also good that they have a head start. We're pretty much, they're a week or so in front of production schedule because episode 1's pretty much done. But yeah, let me know, if you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on this interview. What would you like to see in season 7? And even if it's related to the stuff folding on from season 6, that'd be even better. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.